welcome back to a brand new episode of the ME Show, brought to you by the MEstudios.net. My name is Ali Madawi, and I'm super excited on a brand new installment. And in this episode, we're going to focus a little bit and give a closer look on all things mental health. You know, there's a documented burnout that is happening in the millennial generation. Now, you hear me a lot talking about millennial generation for one main reason, that the millennials right now are the new parents. The millennials right now are the largest workforce that's going to be working for the next 20, 30, 40 years, possibly. Millennials have the biggest impact. Millennials are becoming the next generation of majority of voters. Millennials are the ones who are now involved in politics and different things like that. Heck, our vice president of the United States of America is a millennial, for crying out loud, and he could potentially be the next president of the United States of America. I'm not saying Republican or Democrat. I'm not voting one way or the other. Many of you may or may not know I voted in the past Republican and I voted in the past Democrat, and I have my own views on all. You may say, are you an independent, Ali? I am independent thinker, and I like to keep it that way. And, I evaluate one thing at a time, one season at a time, instead of, marrying a party for life. Now, with that being said, let's get into talking about all things mental health. There is a study that's showing how millennials right now are struggling with all fronts, and predominantly when it comes to finance, millennials are not able to purchase homes. Millennials are struggling with one main full job with a lot of hours, and in many cases they have a secondary job and or even add in some side gigs or online hustles and things of that nature, which I believe that's totally okay. I get it, but I love to work. I enjoy what I do, and I do it extremely well. But 59% of millennials report emotional exhaustion and decreased job satisfaction in 2025, according to the APA Annual Mental Health Survey. Now, when we look at that, you got to break it down into pieces, right? What are millennials married to and have been brought up with for the last 10, 15 years? I am guilty as everybody else. The cell phone, right? We were married to social media and our cellular devices, and it became our therapist. While we all need therapy right now, like I went through almost 2 years. I did about 1.5 to 2 years worth of therapy because I had a lot of childhood trauma that I grew up with, that I had to overcome, that I had to deal with, and learn how to cope with. But right now, more than ever, millennials, my beloved fellow millennials, we are using still influencers, social media, and 30 seconds to a minute clips to implement into our lives. Like my wife, man, like she and I, we send each other reels all the time, and she'll send me, different reels about what to eat, and did you know if you sleep this way, did you know if you stretch that way, did you know if you walk with the treadmill with this incline? And it's like, damn, bro, like, and the crazy thing is one is contradicting the other. I don't know about you, but I got stuff that comes up in my feed that don't eat greens, make sure that you go on a carnivore diet. And then the very next thing is you got to go vegan. And then the very next thing that, the soil in the United States up to 2 centimeters is dead, and we cannot have anything nutrient, and fueled with nutrition. And then, oh, you got to run if you want to lose weight. No, you got to walk with an incline. No, come on. It's clickbait. It's all there is to it. And look, while much of it is good, I think that you got to evaluate your path. It's not one shoe fits all. It's not because somebody lost 50 to 60 pounds, which I have lost 50 pounds in 6 months, but I was doing MMA and preparing for a fight, might I add. But I was doing MMA 3 times a week. I would work out 2 hours a day, 6 days a week, and I had a very strict diet. Now, I could have sold you some pill or something and say, look at my transformation, but that was my journey. Same exact thing is going to go for you. So stop using your cell phone and the scroll hole as a method of getting yourself your therapy that you desire and you deserve. And here's the thing. AI therapy or Chat GPT is not, your messiah, is not your savior. And let me tell you what I mean, because I was as guilty as everybody else. While I do use ChatGPT for personal matters as well, right? Like I use ChatGPT to do research. I don't remember the last time I Googled anything. It's crazy, right? I use Gemini, which is the Google version of ChatGPT, but I give it a lot of information about my circumstance to get the best potential resource or suggestion or system or process possible. But what we tend to do is we're looking for a magical pill, and that, my friend, is what actually is wrong with our generation. Is we're looking for the quick fix. We're looking for, I'm gonna eat McDonald's and I don't want to get sick later on, so let me, put a sparkly pill in my water that's going to foam and it's gonna make me lose. Like, I hear people are more in Ozempic now than ever before, while Ozempic literally impacts people's vision and eyes, like where their eyes are getting rotten in some cases. Don't sue me, Ozempic. There's videos of all of that out there. So why are we talking about this? So I am extremely passionate about keep it real. What I mean by that is, while I do understand that meditation is very, very good. I meditate every single morning. While I do understand that affirmation is very, very good. While I do understand is cleansing your environment of the wrong people, not the wrong looking people. I'm not talking about gender or identity or race. I'm talking about the wrong people, AKA assholes. I believe that reading and educating yourself is important to your well-being. While all of that is phenomenal, great, but at the same exact time, my accent came out of that. Same exact time, I can promise you this: it is not as easy as it looks. It requires a lot more than you're told, and it is a lifelong journey, not a quick fix. Those are the elements that no one is talking about when it comes to mental health. And I have the privilege to be around professionals in the mental health space all the time. A huge shout out to Dr. Givens from Dr. Andrea Givens from Baltimore. She runs multiple clinics for mental health, and we work with them once a month, and we work with the youth once a month. You see us, we promote a lot of the stuff that they do because we believe in what they do and who they are. And I can tell you the conversations that I'm privy to and what I hear about the amount of work that it actually takes just to get somebody committed to make a decision, because being present does not automatically mean that you are doing the work. You can show up for something every day. I see people that go to the gym every single day, but they eat Dunkin' Donuts before they get in the gym. They smoke in front of the door, and then they sit on the bicycle at a very slow rate while they're watching some soap opera. That doesn't mean you're going to have the results. That means that you're just physically present in a facility. So there is a lot more that it takes, and it's a lifelong journey. The professionals that are in that organization, they themselves have dealt with trauma. They themselves have dealt with substance abuse or mental health issues and so on and so forth. And when you think about it, they're still growing and working on making themselves feel better. And that's why I'm telling you, though I am not a qualified expert in the matter, I'm just sharing with you what I have been privy to, what has been passed on to me as far as information from some of the greats. It is a lifelong journey. It is never a quick fix. It is always a lot more work than you are being told. And I absolutely guarantee you there's always a relapse. I know for a fact, no matter what issue that you have, if you think it's one and done, you have been misled. And that also goes for spirituality, that goes for marriage, that goes for parenting, that goes for porn addiction, that goes for alcohol and drug abuse. I mean, whatever you're thinking about, it is not a one and done. Mental health is a lifelong process. You can be taught how to cope with it. You can be taught certain hacks, but I guarantee you, if you think the end is here and I graduated, and I think that's probably one of the biggest problems that we see in anything, especially in today's society, is we want to get to the graduation real quick. We think graduation is the end. Nah, Graduation simply means that you have fulfilled a foundational understanding of the remainder of the journey. That's why when you go to school, you graduated, meaning you now understand and are ready to implement everything that we just taught you every day for the remainder of your life. Now, whether you agree with the school system or not, that's a whole different conversation. And I can tell you right now, we can have a conversation about that every day. But what I want you to understand, stop putting yourself in a position where I'm either crazy or I am perfectly sane. We all have a little crazy. We all have insecurities. We all have haters. We all have issues. We all have our own private crying times. We all have our anger moments. We are all humans, including your spiritual leaders and your gurus and your law of attraction coaches and your manifestation kings and queens, all that. We all have our own issues. The clicks, the short videos are selling you perfection. And my friend, that does not exist in this time-space reality that you and I are living in. So please do yourself a favor. Stop robbing yourself from joy, because joy does not automatically mean to be happy. Joy simply means I understand that there is an issue, a pothole, but I will learn how to maneuver around that pothole and say, I overcome it. You cannot be happy without having problems. You cannot be fulfilled with health without being sick first. You cannot just be perfect. It's impossible. Okay, not being okay. What I despise the most, and you know I talk about this a lot, is the bullshit artists, is the people who walk around pretending that everything is great. Hell, I was that guy once upon a time where mentors of mine said, when you are in front of a camera, you have to give your very best. And that was pretending to have a perfect life. That was saying, I can't let them know that I have problems in my life. I can't let them know that there are issues in my life. I can't let them know that I'm having financial struggle. I can't let them know that I have marital issues. No. Everything has to be perfect. They're going to follow me if they know everything is perfect. No, my friends. I have learned repeatedly, at least up to last week, from, I'd say 2012, that every mentor, leader, spiritual leader, coach, guru, author, actor, athletes, you name him, that has had any sort of influence on me and still continues to have influence on me, greats of all greats and the worst of all the worst, all, with no exception, have had their anger moments, have had their financial issue moments, and still are dealing with their trauma and still get pissed off and angered in certain circumstances. I'll never forget it. Bob Proctor, may his soul rest in peace. We were in a convention of a company called Vima, Vitamin Essential Mineral Mangosteen and Aloe Vera. That company has been rebranded as Body. Shout out to BK Barreco, my man. I love you. I see what you're doing. Congratulations to you. And he was signing the book, that's crazy. The Power of Success. I think that's the book. Oh, no, the ABC of Success. That's right. My son read it twice. Yes, my almost 8-year-old. And the ABCs of Success is a book that was so simple to read. Shout out to Bob Proctor forever, even if you are in heaven now. And as we are all lined up to get an autograph, and I'll never forget, that was the moment of my life. Here I am meeting the guy that I watched on stages and followed, and I got the privilege afterwards to work with. And he got so mad because at the time, this company called Vima, 90% of the network that was part of that company was between 18 to 25, maybe max. And at the time, I thought I was still young. Like I was barely 30, 31 years old, maybe. Yeah, I think I was just 30 years old. And no, not even. Yeah, I wasn't even 30 years old. I was 28 at the time. And I'm an old head compared to these 18 years old. And he was getting pissed off because everybody's taking forever and they're talking and they're taking selfies. And he's like, this is the man who teaches the law of attraction, the law of vibration, and controlling your emotions and let nothing bother you. He's like, hey, I don't have all day. Let's go. And I was like, did Bob Proctor just have a human moment where he is getting mad at a bunch of people? And I realized we are all the same. Just some of us know how to avoid that pothole, look at it and smile and say, I avoided a pothole. Looking at that cop that was going to give me a ticket and saying, he let me go, right? Appreciating the moment and being grateful for the issue that I had, and it didn't kill me. It allowed me to just grow. That, I believe, is what we got to focus on. So please, please, please understand that it is time. Understand that it is time for you and I to focus on the child within, instead of looking for a quick pill, instead of, getting therapy from Temu and therapy from Shein, and, buying clothing and trying to flash watches and cars and things that are irrelevant. That's what I believe the last 10 years has done to you and I, where social media made us, I gotta be like him, and I gotta be like her, and I gotta have a perfect body, right? I gotta, do plastic surgeries. I used to be scared of my skin, right? Like everybody would make fun of me. Still, I still get like, there's usually one knucklehead in the comment like, "What's up with his lips?" That's the God's makeup, baby. That's what that is. But I love who I am, the way I am. And I have certain moral codes and certain core values and certain spiritual beliefs. I am convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that, my belief system, I have a very, very strong belief system in
At ME
God.
Studios, we don't just create campaigns, we build brands. Our mission is to transform your ideas into a compelling experience that resonates with your audience and elevates your brand identity. Hey there! Ever dreamt of launching your own branding campaign, but overwhelmed by all the moving parts? From concept to execution, the process can seem daunting. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Look no further. Welcome to ME Studios, your one-stop shop for all things branding. Imagine this, a place where creativity meets technology, and your branding dreams come to life. We start with pre-production. Our expert team dives into creative concept meetings, curates top-tier guests, and even puts together stunning headshots. We help you shape your vision and plan every detail meticulously. We even throw in AI-powered commercials to give you that extra edge. These commercials are designed to seamlessly integrate with your content, making your campaign not just informative, but also commercially viable. Next up, production. Picture yourself in a state-of-the-art studio with professional lighting, high-quality mics, and an inspiring atmosphere. Our studios are equipped with the latest technology to ensure your sessions are smooth and productive. We create power-packed segments split into 3 engaging parts, 15 minutes each, designed to captivate your audience. Our team ensures that each segment is filled with valuable content and keeps your audience hooked. Now, let's talk post-production. Our team meticulously edits your content, adding branded intros and outros, custom music, and flawless transitions. We take care of all the technical details so you can focus on delivering your message. We make sure your message shines brighter than ever. Our goal is to enhance your voice and make your campaign stand out in a crowded market. Finally, it's time to launch. We distribute your polished campaign across all major platforms, ensuring your campaign reaches the widest possible audience. But that's not all. We create viral reels, issue a national press release, and ensure your campaign gets the attention it deserves. Our marketing strategies are designed to maximize your reach and engagement. At ME Studios, we bring your vision to life. Our dedicated team works tirelessly to ensure your campaign is a true reflection of your brand and resonates with your audience. Your campaign, your brand, done right. We take pride in delivering high-quality, professional campaigns that make a lasting impact. Ready to make your mark? Visit themestudios.net and book your launch today. Our team is excited to help you start your branding journey. Thanks for watching, and let's get your voice out there. Together, we can create something truly special.
No pastor, no physical father or deacon or prophet. Those are flawed human beings who are just curing their own insecurities. Unfortunately, don't get me wrong, there are many good ones who are doing God's work in silence. But there are many, 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 many more that I have encountered with who are just using a uniform to make themselves feel better about how shitty they really are. There, I said it. So don't fall into the trap of I gotta be like somebody else. Rather work on your inner being, work on yourself with your moral code. And look, here's what I learned, whether from, spiritual belief or whether from, personal development and the Bob Proctors of the world and everything that they teach. If it's good, it's from God. If it's bad, it isn't. And how do you know the difference? How it makes you feel. If the emotion, the energy that you're getting from it, right? If it makes me feel angry, mad, miserable, sad, like anything negative, and nobody has to tell you if it makes you feel good or bad, that's not good for you. That's not from higher source. That's not from my God that I believe in. And on the other side, if it's good, it fuels you. It's like when you give somebody a gift on Christmas, it feels good, right? Versus if you steal something, even if nobody saw you, you're scared the whole time and paranoid. Same exact time. It is in spirit and in truth. That's what my God said. If your heart is mine, everything else will be provided for you. Everything else will be told to you. You don't need somebody on a purple robe or dancing in some church to tell you that you are gonna make it or you're not. All right, I kind of got sidetracked on that one, but the mental health issue that we are dealing with are real. I am happy to see everybody finally starting to talk about it. But I also believe that there is a generational curse right now where everybody's just softer and automatically saying, I need therapy. While what you really need is just get out and go on a little vacation and recharge your batteries. What you need is disconnect from your cell phone and stop comparing yourself to everybody that you are seeing on your screen. What you need is just a cleanse from negative news, all day, every day, sometimes, right? Those are the elements that I think we forget or we ignore. And again, I am no expert. I don't know it all. I'm just sharing with you with my journey. I used to pretend like my heroes. Like I had to have their haircut, their style, speak like them, talk like them. Oh my God, in private, my wife and I and friends, we'll F-bomb here and there. And I'm like, this feels like I'm in my own element. But then I'm getting in front of a camera and I have to be perfect. And if I'm not perfect, but deep inside, I feel flawed. I'm pretending, I'm acting. And I refuse to do that anymore. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to talk about whatever is relevant to me, to my family, and hopefully to those who may feel like they are also stuck in this cage that they got to pretend to be perfect. Because you don't. We all have issues, bro. Like I got hit by the IRS for the last 2 years and it was bad, and then whenever people will talk to me like, hey man, there's this event, let's go get a private box. I'm like, yeah, oh my God, I'm running out of this money that I've had saved for a while, but hey, I got to keep up with the Joneses. Let's go. Sure. Let's buy an $80,000 car just so I can keep up. Let's buy a $500, watch just to keep up. Let's do I don't have to do none of that garbage anymore. I am so free. And the fact that I don't give a shit about what anybody thinks anymore feels so good, because your judgment of me used to hold me hostage. Like I would determine whether I'm on my way to heaven based on your approval. I used to think that, my success in society was determined by your admiration for me, not by how I feel about myself, but how you feel about me. And that's in, general terms, but there are a lot of real close figures in my life. If I'm making you money, you love me and I'm a good boy. If I decide to venture away and do something that is good for my family and it takes away from you, I'm a bad boy. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm losing the admiration. And that's just trauma. That's the mental health that I had to overcome and cope up with and live with. So, moral of the story, don't live through somebody else's body, but through your own self-love. And the way I determine my self-love is to do a real evaluation of everybody that is around me. I did a little bit of a social test. I said, I'm going to cut out every single person and I'm going to see how they react. I'm going to see how they treat me. I'm going to see if they're still going to give me the admiration and the daily check-in. And when I say everyone, I cut off everyone. I just said, hey, I'm not available. And I limited myself where I said, you know what? I'm going to see what happens if I say, hey, I'm going to walk away and do my own thing. I'm going to see what happens when I say, hey, you have to earn it now. You're no longer just going to eat out of my plate just because you are in my circle. Where I said, hey, you have to actually contribute to the company, to the business, not just sit here and say, I'm with him and you're just getting it. And the interesting thing is, no one gave a shit. So I was like, oh, it's like that. Okay. Well, if that's how we're going to play it, then if I'm going to earn the right of being an asshole, then let me do it in a miraculously royal way. I'm going to do me. And I'm so good about it. Live your life in your own terms. I'm not here to judge you. I'm going to give you my thinking based on being a father, based on being a husband, based on my moral code. And if you like it, good. Keep on. Talk to me. Subscribe. If you don't agree and you want to educate me, good. Talk to me in the comments. And if you just don't bear it, hey, there's that one little button in there. It says block. It says unsubscribe. It says unfollow. Hit it. Give it a try. Mute me. And I'm okay with that too. You know why? Because I simply don't give a shit. Until next time, much love to you. I appreciate you listening. Mwah. For those of you who know, I got your back. You know, I'll be giving those vacations, 2 nights, 3 days, Mexico, all inclusive. If you want one, if you got a honeymoon, if you got just a little retreat, you want to get away, let me know. I'm gonna hit you up as well. So just drop a comment, vacation, and let's talk. And if you want to get your business on mega platforms, Spotify, iHeart, Audible.com, Fox, ABC, CBS, I'm your guy. I can hook you up with that as well. All right, y'all.
At
Peace.
ME Studios, we don't just create campaigns, we build brands. Our mission is to transform your ideas into a compelling experience that resonates with your audience and elevates your brand identity. Hey there! Ever dreamt of launching your own branding campaign, but overwhelmed by all the moving parts? From concept to execution, the process can seem daunting. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Look no further. Welcome to ME Studios, your one-stop shop for all things branding. Imagine this, a place where creativity meets technology, and your branding dreams come to life. We start with pre-production. Our expert team dives into creative concept meetings, curates top-tier guests, and even puts together stunning headshots. We help you shape your vision and plan every detail meticulously. We even throw in AI-powered commercials to give you that extra edge. These commercials are designed to seamlessly integrate with your content, making your campaign not just informative, but also commercially viable. Next up, production. Picture yourself in a state-of-the-art studio with professional lighting, high-quality mics, and an inspiring atmosphere. Our studios are equipped with the latest technology to ensure your sessions are smooth and productive. We create power-packed segments split into 3 engaging parts, 15 minutes each, designed to captivate your audience. Our team ensures that each segment is filled with valuable content and keeps your audience hooked. Now, let's talk post-production. Our team meticulously edits your content, adding branded intros and outros, custom music, and flawless transitions. We take care of all the technical details so you can focus on delivering your message. We make sure your message shines brighter than ever. Our goal is to enhance your voice and make your campaign stand out in a crowded market. Finally, it's time to launch. We distribute your polished campaign across all major platforms, ensuring your campaign reaches the widest possible audience. But that's not all. We create viral reels, issue a national press release, and ensure your campaign gets the attention it deserves. Our marketing strategies are designed to maximize your reach and engagement. At ME Studios, we bring your vision to life. Our dedicated team works tirelessly to ensure your campaign is a true reflection of your brand and resonates with your audience, your campaign, your brand, done right. We take pride in delivering high-quality, professional campaigns that make a lasting impact. Ready to make your mark? Visit themestudios.net and book your launch today. Our team is excited to help you start your branding journey. Thanks for watching, and let's get your voice out there. Together, we can create something truly special. Lee.